So I assume I'm the spoken greeting. Good morning. Welcome to Unity of Walnut Creek. I'd like to invite you to join us. If you want to stand, that'd be great. If you don't, that's okay too. I let the love wash over me. 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 I let the love wash over me.
Good morning. Welcome to Unity of Walnut Creek. My name is Danae Ligon.
And I'm Don Shaw, and I just love the energy you feel in this room when you walk in at 11:30, and friends are greeting friends and hugging and saying hello. And today is a very special day. Today is birthday Sunday.
Whoa.
So if your birthday is in the month of August, please stand so we may sing happy birthday to you. There's
And if you're at home, stand up too.
Yeah, stand up at home.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday
To you.
Happy birthday, dear friends. Happy birthday to you. All right.
You did too well.
We want to greet and bless everyone who is watching online. Your presence adds to our spiritual community, and we are grateful you are here with us. Thank you for joining us. Now, please join me in welcoming our featured musician, Karie Hillery. Yay! Joined by Max on bass and Lariah on drums. Thank you for sharing your music with us today. Woo!
Lisa and Tyler are not here today, so Carrie's going to be carrying, that's why they call her Karie, going to carry the whole service for us today musically. And Reverend Kristen is going to carry the music today, or the service today spiritually, with what I found to be a very challenging message on the law of co-creation. I heard it at 9:30. I'm eager to hear it again at this one. It's the first of the Create Laws series. And you will find out what that is today, too.
And before we begin, I invite you to turn on your phones to silent as we enjoy this sacred service together. There is always one phone that goes off during meditation. Are you the one today?
I'm just going to double check.
There you go.
When you put it that way, what's wrong with airplane mode? So, it's a beautiful day. Let's take a moment to be grateful for the land our center rests upon. There it is. Here we are. This is Bay Miwok and Ohlone land.
We honor the Bay Miwok and Ohlone people of today and are grateful for those who were stewards of this land before us. We commit in taking care of these sacred grounds and Mother Earth.
Listen up, y'all. Unity is a positive path for spiritual living. Our vision for the world is, and please join me, we envision a spiritually awakened world
where all life thrives in conscious oneness. Our mission is who we have come here to be. Let's say this together. We are a loving, inclusive community, expanding and living our divinity in sacred service for all. And our core values are love, connection, service, and wisdom.
If you are here for the first time, welcome. If you feel comfortable, we invite you to raise your hand so we may give you a welcome packet. And whether you were comfortable to raise your hand or not, please visit us at the Welcome Center bookstore across the patio. We have a free gift for you.
And if you are welcoming us online for the first time, come down next Sunday.
So stick around afterwards on the patio, have a little bit of blueberry muffin or a piece of chocolate, and chat with us and get to know us, and we can get to know you a little bit.
Connection cards are available in the newcomer packet and in the seat pockets in front of you. These are for everyone. And with this card, you may submit a prayer request, and our prayer team will pray with you throughout the week.
You may also request feedback. You may share feedback. No, we don't give feedback.
You had your phone on last Sunday. No.
But you may request information. So please place your card in the basket with the offering. For those of you viewing online, connection cards are available on the Watch Live page of our website. We have several activities to highlight this week.
Okay, here's a silly question. Would you like to release limited thinking, emotional blocks to your prosperity, clarify your vision, life goals, and divine purpose?
Yep.
Well, be sure to attend Unity's prosperity class. Reverend Kristen will guide us through the powerful and humorous book, The 4 Spiritual Laws of Prosperity by Reverend Edwin Gaines. This class will include meditations and exercises and will primarily focus on discussion of the materials from the book. So please purchase the book, which is available in the bookstore, and read the introduction before the class begins this Wednesday, August 7th at 2 p.m. And please sign up on the patio.
And this Reverend Kristen class is not in the evening, it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon on Wednesdays. So come on down. Calling all volunteers and anyone curious about volunteering at Unity. Please join us next Sunday, August 11th, right after the service in the community room. Enjoy frosty cold treats and summer fun while learning about exciting upcoming activities and how you can get involved. Volunteering is a wonderful way, maybe the best way, to connect with others in service and nourish the spiritual community that we all share.
It's time to sing! Lift up your voices and share the joy of singing in community with Unity's Joyful Hearts Choir. All are welcome. You have to just carry a tune, and if you can talk, you can carry a tune, by the way.
No tryouts.
And attend rehearsals. Rehearsals are Thursday evenings starting August 15th from 7 to 8:45 with a performance on Sunday, September 15th. Sign up on the patio or talk to our choir director, Sandra. And if you're watching online, you can email Sandra at unityofwalnutcreek.org. And she's a blast to work with, by the way.
The most fun choir director I've ever sung with. It's almost time. I know it's been a long time coming, but it's almost time for our 3rd annual summer picnic and games.
Woo! Yes.
So come join your Unity family and friends on the lawn and the community room for a casual get-together at the 3rd annual summer picnic and games. This is a totally free event. Just leave your money at home. There's no ticket to buy. There's nothing to bid on. The closest thing we have is we do have a free raffle where someone can win $100, but it's a free raffle. So this event features bingo with Dana and Barbara. Yay. Trivia with Reverend Kristen, because she always talks about the most serious things on Sunday, so we're going to give her a trivia assignment for the picnic. We'll have Tai Chi with Ben, long games with Jeremy and David, our own David Brooks, with, what do we call that? Ladder ball. And live music with Max Brody and friends. Incomparable. So we will provide the snacks and soft drinks, and if you want something more substantial, bring your own picnic. Come join us for the best of summer with your Unity friends on Saturday, August 17th at 5 p.m. You can pick up a flyer for this event and all our events on the welcome table after the service.
Wow,
That's a lot.
It is. It's wonderful. For more information and registration for all of our events, please see our website.
You know where we're going now.
Going within.
Yeah, we're going to go within. So as we prepare for our time of meditation, please join me in taking a conscious breath. And maybe one more conscious breath. And affirm our statement of faith together. There is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, the all-loving goodness of God. We begin with a poem by David Peterson, who will also be leading the creativity group after today's service, followed by music, guided meditation, and silence.
Thank you.
This is called self-goals. The mighty river flows into you. Enjoy this current, this flow of fresh life. Alive, moving, creating your world. Let it in. Let it out. Embrace your canvas. Embrace your tears. Embrace your white decay, autonomous. limitless. Your space-time pulse is your self-goal. To transcend stardust, to rush back to the source, where it is, why it is. Your timeless creations infused, manifested among the crickets and flowers.
Let's just continue to take in the depth of that song. These words of truth now reverberating through us with every breath. Breathing in, love is. Breathing out, I am. Every breath, an opportunity to reset, to renew, to allow the truth of Spirit to permeate our beings. For our consciousness to become fully aware of the love that we are, of the divine truth that we are, of our oneness. God is, love is, I am. Every breath a reminder of the truth. The cycle of life right here, right now, happening through us. Let the presence of love renew you. As you breathe in, love is. Let that truth that you connect with within, the remembrance of who you are, be known as you breathe out, I am. Love is, I am. Let's breathe in and out these truths in the silence. Allow these truths to seep deep down into our beings. Love is. Love, God, Spirit, the permeating presence of the universe. It is. It simply is. It exists, everywhere present. Inside, all around, each human, each form of life, every animal and plant. Love is, God is, Spirit is. It's everywhere present, all around us, in the ethers, in the air, in all the elements of earth, beneath our feet, on the land itself, and out in the vast sky at night or daytime. Love floats through the clouds and twinkles in the stars. Accessible, available, a breath away when we have forgotten. And I am one with this power, this presence, this knowing, this love. I am one with the creator of the universe. I am a co-creator of all the good I wish to see in the world, of all the love I want to multiply in the hearts and minds of all humanity, all the love I want to pour forth for the animals and the plants, that I want to shout into the sky and give over to the earth like nourishing rain. Love is, I am. Send it out in every direction. Give it now to someone in your heart or someplace that's on your heart. See love moving through the life in this place or in this individual. See all the life awakening to these truths. Love is, I am. Love and truth, now multiplied in its blessings, and so it is.
I am, we are, love. is beauty everywhere. Reaching and bring it forward. It's a life, so set it free. Give the gifts that you've been given to everyone you meet. Oh, let it thrive, let it thrive. Oh, bring your vision to life. Oh, let it thrive, let it thrive. Oh, bring your vision to life. So what is it that moves you? What brings you joy and peace? 'Cause there's a deeper knowing that will bring it into reach. There's a law responding to all we say and do. Co-create the things you love, and they will come to you. Dig a little deeper, move fear out of the way. 'Cause there's a bigger picture than the one we see today. We're courageous, we are willing, and our visions will be born. Supported, we are spirit, bringing beauty to form. Oh, let it thrive, let it thrive. Oh, bring your vision to life. Oh, let it thrive, oh, let it thrive. Oh, bring your vision to life. Sing it with me. Oh, let it thrive, let it thrive. Oh, bring your vision to life. Oh, let it thrive, let it thrive. Oh, bring your vision to life. Vision to life, vision to life. Bring your vision to life.
I was just sitting here thinking, Karie, I've heard you sing so many times, and I'm not sure I've ever heard you sing the same song. You must have like an amazing library of songs you have written. Do you know how many songs you've written?
No.
No.
Well, many hundreds.
Many hundreds of songs. That's amazing.
Thank
Wow.
you.
What a blessing. Thank you. Yeah. That's co-creation, right? That's what we're all about today. Co-creation. It's happening right here in our midst. We got a poet, we got a prolific songwriter, and whatever you're bringing, right? A lot of creativity in this room. A lot of dreaming in this room. Anybody ever dream you could fly? Oh, look at all those hands. Everybody, right? This is a shared dream. Almost everybody. Did you ever like waking dream, like as a kid probably, that you could fly, and then sleeping dream? Have you actually flown in your dreams? Yeah, a lot of people. For some reason, when I fly in my dreams, I'm like swimming through the air. Maybe it's because I love to swim. But we all have our own ways too, right? Do we just go like straight up? Do we, anyway, I'd love to share sometime. Maybe another time we can mark that. Our flying workshop we'll have someday. So when I graduated from graduate school, I had this, desire, this need really to really celebrate the accomplishment. It had been kind of a long slog, and I was like, really, you know how it is. It's like you're excited you finished, and you're really happy you finished too, And so I wanted to mark this new beginning and celebrate that accomplishment. And I thought, what's the greatest dream I've ever had? To fly. how am I going to do it? I mean, I knew it probably wouldn't be smart to just like jump off the nearest roof, if I wanted to continue into my that'd be a real new beginning. But that wasn't the one I was after. So I thought, well, I could go skydiving. Yeah, right. And so I was really quite relieved when I got to the place where we were going to have like a morning lesson that it was going to be a tandem jump. So I would have an instructor literally like attached to my back. Literally got my back, right? So this was relieving. And so, all morning I was getting ready, and then we go up in the little plane, and now it's time. And he says, put your foot out in the wing and, get on out there. And it's like a small plane, so you put your foot on the wing, you have to kind of duck under, like a double wing, right, and go out. And so my foot is out there on the wing, and it is so windy out there, and my foot looked so tiny. It was just like this vast sky, this tiny foot, and it's like, what am I doing, right? Am I really going to go through with this? And something, he's attached to my back, so it's like, go, and so I went. And it was the most exhilarating experience ever. I mean, you've seen how it looks, right? If you haven't done it yourself, your arms are kind of arched back, your legs are arched back, and there's just like full-on wind, so it's very fast and exhilarating, and you're falling. You're free falling to the earth. I mean, when you sort of get that through your mind, it's like, wow. So I am so glad I had that instructor, because I got so lost in the reverie, forgot everything I'd learned, basically. And he is gesturing wildly, like it's time for me to pull the cord, right? He's like, because it's like the altitude watch, you're supposed to look and see and then pull the cord. And I'm like, woohoo! So I get the cord pulled, and then we go right into this upright position with a parachute. And suddenly it went from like high speed, complete exhilaration to absolute utter peace. And it was just so beautiful, this bird's eye view of everything and being, I'm flying, I'm up above the earth. This is incredible. Because I pulled the cord a little bit later, we landed in a very appropriate position on our knees. Prayer position, right? Gratitude, earth once again. But what I thought about really with this is not only the amazing experience that it was, but how relieved really I was to be in partnership with someone else, to have somebody else helping me along, right? To have that backup behind me. And so I wonder for you, have you ever done something really big, maybe kind of scary, and you found comfort in the fact that you realized you were not alone, that you had support in whatever you were doing? Or have you ever had the experience, maybe you have it all the time, that you have a sense that, God's got me. I'm covered, in this particular situation, or always I have this sense that we can do this, that I'm not acting alone. Or maybe you live in that kind of consciousness where you know that you are always in this conscious co-creative partnership. And that's the way you begin your day, and that's the way you move through your day each day and into the visions that you hold for your life. If you've done any of these things, you already are working the law of co-creation. You are already flowing with the spiritual law. The law of co-creation says that conscious partnership with spirit co-creates boundless life possibilities. Conscious partnership with spirit co-creates boundless life possibilities. Spiritual laws are laws. It's like gravity, right? It always works. And so it has a truth in it that is foolproof. It always works. So if we are in conscious partnership with spirit, we are in that co-creating process of boundless life possibilities. It's when we get unconscious of what we have available to us, right, that we get into a little bit more trouble. Well, as we start this series called the Create Laws, it's called the Create Laws because create actually spells where we're headed. Today is the law of co-creation. Next week we'll do the law of resonance, the law of expansion. We get a double A, law of attraction and appreciation. The T is the law of tithing, and the E is the law of expression. And so these are all, again, spiritual laws that work when we work them. And when things aren't working for us, it might mean we're not working them, right? So we're going to take a look a little bit more carefully. So has anybody been watching the Olympics? This is a great example right before our eyes of boundless life possibilities being co-created in partnership with Spirit. Now, I'm sure every athlete that is at the Olympics has a various belief system, right? They all approach these things in a different way. Some of them maybe would consciously say that they're on a spiritual journey. Some of them would say, no, that's not even what I'm doing. But what we can see with our spiritual eyes is that these athletes, to perform these amazing feats, cannot be acting alone by their own will, their own energy, their own power. There is a greater wind beneath their wings. There is a greater process happening through them, that they have reached a high peak, the higher self. Whatever it is that we might use in the language, like I said, all of these folks are going to probably use different language, but we can see before our very eyes this co-creative law in action through that kind of excellence. And you can see it in all kinds of fields, right? And experience it yourself at various times when you're in that flow. Can you think of an achievement in your life that you are particularly proud of? Let me just take a moment to pause. And as that achievement comes into your mind or your memory, can you also think about how it happened? You know, what kind of support did you have? Did you receive spiritual guidance? Maybe divine ideas, resources to help you, to support you? Sometimes we just forget and we think we have done things all by ourselves. But usually it's the I am, the truth inside of us that is working with us with a greater, we have all of our, if you don't know, the Unity 5 basic principles are painted on this wall over here. And so there's an interaction happening. We're talking a lot in this series about co-creating life, right? That's our third principle. Those first two principles are really key, that there is an allness, there is a permeating essence of Spirit in the universe, and that the I am, the divinity, this truth within us is our access point, is our knowing of this who we are in action. And this is what comes into play in our co-creative process. This is what comes into play in the law. So far we've been talking about really great things that you dream about, that you imagine, that you've achieved in your life. But what about those times, I don't know if anybody can relate to this, but the times when you feel like you're doing everything you're supposed to, and results are not showing up. Or even worse, these huge challenges and unwanted situations are coming into your life, and you think, I've been praying, I've been meditating, I've been journaling, I go to church, I have a community, I'm always learning, I'm working it. Why isn't it working for me? Anybody ever get there? Yes, lots of nods. We have those experiences. And it's that why me, why place we go into, right? Why me? Why God? That was the question that Job was asking. And off we go. That was perfect, John. Thank you. So Job was in this place of, why me? And do you know his story in the Hebrew Scriptures? Well, I'm going to remind you of the story. Job was known throughout the whole kingdom as a righteous man, a good, faithful man, a family man. He was wealthy. He had lots of land, and he had lots of workers, and he had tons of children, and he was married, and livestock and camels. I mean, life was really, really good. He was clipping along. You know those moments when everything is just rolling along. And then all of a sudden, this series of calamities come upon him. I mean, it gets really bad. First, his livestock gets stolen. It's like two different occasions. First, it's the cattle and the pigs and the goats, and then later it's the camels. And so there are two experiences where things are stolen from him. Then there's a fire that burns on his land, and it takes out the whole servants' quarters, all the workers, but not only the quarters, but they're in them. They're sleeping, and none of them survive. Then this great storm comes upon, this big wind, and all of his children are feasting inside the house, and the wind takes out the whole house, and all of his children die. I know, it gets worse. It gets worse. This is why we have a hard time sometimes reading the Hebrew Scriptures. But the metaphysical interpretation is where the power is, and we're going to get there. So then Job gets boils from the soles of his feet all over his body, all the way up to the crown of his feet. And he's just like, what? So you'd think the one person who's left, his wife, would stand with him. The scripture says, and then his wife reviled Job and told him to renounce God and die. I mean, this story is an extreme example, right? And so what's the point of it all? Well, the question that is in the story of Job, that the story is attempting to answer, is why do bad things happen to good people? Have you wondered that one before? Why do bad things happen to good people? Well, we're going to look at that. And in the process of this story, it also offers us an advanced spiritual understanding, because it really is advanced spiritual teaching in the story. And it reveals something about the partnership that we have with Spirit. So after all the devastating loss, this really beautiful thing happens. Job's 3 friends come, and they just sit with him in silence for a whole week in his grief. They're just there bearing witness, holding space. And then when the silence is broken, the friends start to want to help. They want to say the right thing, right? Like we do as good friends. They don't understand why their good friend Job is suffering so much, and they want to help. The problem is they have very limited spiritual understanding. They have more sort of religious, kind of moral ideas about how things work. And so out of their religious theology, the only thing they can figure is that Job must have done something wrong, and he's being punished. Right? So they start telling Job, you must have done something wrong. And they even come up with some examples of possibilities. Now, can you imagine being Job, having gone through all that you've gone through, how helpful that would be? Not so much. So Job's getting pretty agitated, and he's denying that he's done any errors, and he's just increasingly becoming, lamenting his experience, which is sort of exacerbating it. You know how it is. We start lamenting our lot, and it's like pretty soon it's more awful, and it's more awful, and we're multiplying the awfulness, and then we just completely down in the dumps, right? This is sort of the cycle that Job is in with this. And so the Bible metaphysician, that was a very long word. The Bible metaphysician, or the Bible metaphysics writer, Elizabeth Sand Turner, she's written some great books she's a old school Unity teacher at the time of, I think a little bit after the Fillmores actually, or probably during Charles' lifetime. Anyway, she writes in Let There Be Light, which is a metaphysical interpretation of the Hebrew Scriptures. She says, when we fret over our troubles, she's talking about Job, of course, wondering why we have them, feeling a sense of self-pity and injustice, we're seeing them with limited human sight. And no healing can come about. But what Job needed was a new and totally different point of view. He needed to see his situation with spiritual eyes. We see how Job does what probably a lot of us can relate to. He goes back and forth from feeling faithful and exclaiming his faith to deep despair, and then back and forth like this, right? Anybody ever have that experience at all? Yeah. And he finally says, I don't even know where to find God anymore. Have you ever been there? Yeah, that's the dark night of the soul. We often think the dark night of the soul is all the stuff that happens. A lot of stuff can happen and bring us there. It may seem like nothing happened and brought us there. It's just a time of spiritual aridity. It's like, where's God? I don't feel the presence anymore. I'm just not feeling it anymore. So we have those moments in our time, and this is exactly where Job is. Now, we think it's a terrible thing when we're going through it, because we don't know when the feeling's going to come back, or if it's ever going to come back, or what's happened that caused us to lose that sense of the presence. But actually, it's a really rich time. Because think about where Job is now. Everything's been stripped away. He's empty. He's open. He's more receptive. And that is when Elihu comes in. Elihu is this young man who's been kind of circling around, listening to what's going on. He heard all the friends. He heard what they were saying. He probably was, just waiting for his chance, because Elihu has a different perspective. He has a deeper spiritual teaching to offer to Job. And he's a younger man, so he has to kind of justify as he begins to speak that I may not have the same age as you, but I have something to offer. But metaphysically, of course, him being younger is important because it's telling us that there's something new here. There's something fresh here. There's a new way of seeing with spiritual eyes, and it does land with Job. Elihu says to Job, stand still and consider the wondrous works of God. And Job hears him and finally quiets his mind. He finally stops all the lamenting, the resisting, and the fighting, and just opens up and quiets his mind and gets still. I imagine that in that stillness, maybe he even hears, be still and know that I am, and you are never alone. I've always been here, available to you. We come in connection again with the presence. We get that encouragement again. Job shifts from his focus all on the outer conditions of life to the inner world where the answers lie. And with his openness, everything is shifting in terms of his relationship and his understanding of spirit. He's going from, my God is a punishing and rewarding God, and I was on the good side, right? And I was getting all the rewards. A little bit of righteousness, a little sense of righteousness there, which God calls him out in a minute. And then he's shifting from that to this inward place, even to a co-creative partnership. He's going to become more clear on what his role is. So then God speaks in this verse and is telling Job about the creative power he's dealing with, reminding Job of the creative power that is available to him, and still kind of implying, you gotten a little righteous, Job. This is part of what God says. Where were you when I laid the earth's foundation? Tell me if you understood. While I marked off all of its dimensions, surely you know. Who laid the cornerstone while the morning stars sang together and the angels shouted with joy? Tell me if you know all this. What is the way to the abode of light? And where does the darkness reside? Can you take them to their places? Can you bind the chains of the Pleiades or loose the belt of Orion? The I am is the ultimate source of co-creativity. And this voice of the I am, starting by the voice of a young man who is kind of pointing Job in the right direction. This happens in our lives, right? We hear some kind of message through maybe an unlikely messenger, and we begin to get pointed in the right direction, and then we hear that inner voice that tells us the truth that we've been missing. That there is this power, this creative power that is available to us. And we have a role in the co-creative dance, and we're not the leader. So that puts us in the follow position, right? Sometimes we think it's just this equal dance, but it's not. The roles, it is an equal dance, but the roles have specific places. We have a specific place in the dance. What we learn from Job's trials is that self-righteousness doesn't serve us, that the ultimate creative power partners with us, requires an openness, a humbleness, a stillness, a willingness, a receptivity. And that we have to drop our resistance. We have to stop feeling sorry for ourselves and justifying why this shouldn't happen to us because we're good people. And just be there to meet the circumstance, knowing that it is here for our good. It is here for our evolution. There is a blessing in it all, as hard as it may be to see it. That's why they make the circumstances of Job's life and all that he loses so extreme, so we'll really get it. So I don't know about you, but I guess righteous is a hard word maybe, but we can get a little smug in our spirituality, especially when things are going really well, right? Like, I got this. I figured this out. This is cool. Yeah, I know all that stuff. I've read all those books. I know how to do all those practices. I don't have to do those anymore. I got this, right? Because things are going well. And then we recognize and we get into a little complacency, right? And we maybe forget to keep up our practices or whatever it may be. But what we need to know is that we are always evolving, that we are always growing. When things are great, we've got energy to keep evolving, to go deeper, to expand ourselves. And it's in those places that we want to keep up. Right? We want to keep up the momentum. We want to keep ourselves open and receptive to whatever it is that is available to us. I am teachable could be our affirmation to walk through life with. I am coachable. I am teachable. To stay in that kind of space that allows us to remember our part in the co-creative dance. Job's story ends well. So I just want to make sure that I get to the happy ending so we can sew that up, right? Because we all love a happy ending. And Job's ending is really great. He has a new understanding, a complete new way of spiritually understanding himself, his life, and the world around him. And he's given a double blessing of all the goodness that he had before in his life, a double blessing of it all, so he can enjoy his life even more so, enhanced and multiplied. I used to work at Silent Unity, the international prayer ministry for unity, and every prayer associate had at their desk the scripture, and it was to remind us of our role in the process. And the scripture verse goes like this: "It is not I, but the Christ within that does the work." It is not I, but the Christ within that does the work. It's a great mantra to remember when we get in these situations where life might feel, we may be a little spiritually complacent, or maybe even feeling a little smug or righteous about what we figured out. And so to humble ourselves, to open ourselves, to remain teachable and coachable. Life is a co-creative dance. And so our work is just to be a part of that dance, but also to remember our role, that we are the follow and Spirit is the lead, that the I am of our being is the lead, and that our personality self, our ego self, the rest of our being is the follow. So a couple of weeks ago, I think maybe mid-June, we had a message on how to manifest. And I want to bring that slide back because I think it's helpful in this process. You know, we all have innate masculine and feminine energy, regardless of our gender expression. And it kind of goes like this in tandem in the dance within us. The feminine opens, the feminine perceives, the feminine asks for help. And the masculine affirms and claims what it is we're bringing in. Then the feminine receives, and the masculine acts. But what if we add then the co-creative part of what it looks like when spirit is in the dance within us? It looks a little bit like this. The feminine opens, perceives, and asks. Spirit offers vision, divine ideas. The masculine affirms and claims. Spiritual energy is attracted to that. There's a buoying up of that, a responsiveness to the truth that is being spoken. The feminine receives. What does the feminine receive? What spirit gives. Guidance, inspiration, encouragement, comfort, whatever we need. The masculine acts, and spirit delivers divinely ordered resources, the energy to follow through. So we know that we are all one. We aren't all these parts and parcels, but it helps to parcel it out to see how all these energies are working together. And how remembering that there is this co-creative process going on, there's these different energies within us at work, may help us to identify, oh, right, I'm acting only out of my masculine energy, or only out of my feminine energy, or I forgot, I'm in a co-creative dance with spirit. And so it's that kind of remembrance that brings us back into alignment with what it is that we want to manifest, and how we will meet the challenges when they come. So what are you going to do? What are you up to? What do you want to create? What are you dreaming about these days? Throughout the journey, whether you are meeting up with something that's a challenge in your life right now, or you are in that dreaming phase, or you are in that manifestation role of what it is that you want more of in your life, or a deeper experience of in your life, all of it is this co-creative dance. And if you lose sight at any point, you can come back, like Job did when Elihu told him about the spirit within him, to get still so he could listen, to get still so he could be reminded. The poet T.S. Eliot says, except for the still point, the still point, he says, there would be no dance. There would be no dance without the still point. And there is only the dance. That's life, right? But we have to have the still point, or there will be no dance. There will be no movement. We won't see the movement. We won't experience the movement if we don't also have the pause, have the reconnection point. So the alpha point of co-creation is the feminine state of consciousness. That's where it all begins. That's where we go to restart. That's where we go when we get stuck. We start again at the alpha point, which is the feminine state of consciousness. When we start, when we restart, when we get stuck, we go into that feminine energy within us. It's that energy that receives, that perceives, that listens, that gets still, that asks, right? And then we're back in connection with the leader of our dance. We can ask Spirit then, will you lead the dance again? Because I lost track of my role. I forgot what I was doing here. Job has that kind of change of heart. That's exactly what happens for Job when he opens to a new understanding. He opens to his feminine side. And that's where he can finally get still. That's where he can finally become receptive and listen. And suddenly, a new dawning, a new way of being, a new understanding. And there comes the manifestation process and the multiplied blessings. So whatever it is that you are up to, whatever it is that you want to bring forth in your life right now, ponder that, consider that, bring that into your heart, and then remember that all of this is at work. This beautiful dance is happening. Just remember your part. Your part is to remember who's the leader in this. That I am, that true spirit, that essence will always lead the way if you let it. So let's affirm together this journey that we're on, this beginning of a co-creative process with the law of co-creation. Together, I am in conscious partnership with Spirit, co-creating boundless life possibilities. So it is. Thank you all, to those of you who are online and outside. Blessings, blessings.
coming here is a great way to be in conscious partnership with Spirit.
Our prayer chaplains are available after this service to provide personal prayer support. If you are a prayer chaplain serving today, could you please stand? Our prayer chaplains sometimes wear the lavender stoles.
And sometimes they wear a summer dress. Running off to get the stole. Whether you have a joy or a concern on your heart today, praying with our prayer chaplains is a powerful opportunity to have your intentions raised up in consciousness.
And now let's open our hearts to the practice of giving. Yes, I invite you to prepare your gifts as we align with the universal law of circulation. As we give, we shall receive. In truth, there is no lack or limitation. Abundance is our true nature. Good job, Bobby.
For your convenience, there are a multitude of ways to give to Unity and financially support this community, shown on the screen in front of you. We encourage you to avoid avoid the fees the apps charge by using the bill pay feature of your bank. And for those of you watching online, there's a donate button on the Watch Live page. And I want to remind everyone of what Kat told us a week or two ago. We give to Unity because this is where the magic happens.
That's right. I now invite you to take your tithe or your offering in your hands and repeat this affirmation with me. Divine love, one with me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I am joy-filled and grateful. Thank you.
We are letting Spirit lead today. Love's the answer. Well, there's never been a better way. We are rising far above the fray. Co-create with it the power that comes from God. Together we will lift each other high. New perceptions. There's no limit to what we can do. Guidance from within we'll listen to. Co-create with it the power that comes from God. Accepting this, we know the truth. Expressing greater love in all we do. We're a part of it, shining brighter than the sun. There is nothing we can't overcome. Co-create with it the power that comes from God, wisdom guiding us.
thank you, too, to Lariah and Max. Max, we haven't seen you in a long time. Welcome back.
Bass solo.
All right, well, let's bless this goodness. This goodness, that's you, this goodness right here. The givers are blessed, and the receivers receive. See how it works? We've got the energy down. Thank you, Spirit. So let's bless this together, knowing that the blessings are multiplied for our ministry, for our community, for each one who is a part, and all of those who are yet to come, but feel the pull. Let's bless it. We give thanks for the ever-increasing, constant flow of absolute good in our lives now. So it is. Oh my gosh, the summer campers, some of them anyway, are back. Come on up, let's sing them in.
We are a circle of love. We are a circle of light. Come join the circle of love. Come join the circle of light. The light in you and the light in me are one. The light in you and the light in me are one.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Happy Sunday. It's great to see you all. We are wrapping up our week of summer camp. It was amazing. I'm going to get that slideshow together to show you next week. And some of our volunteers are resting today, so they'll be back next week, and we can share with you the magic that we had here at Unity with our campers. But today we had our Sunday school lesson. Anyone want to share how that went? Evie, what did we talk about today?
We talked about having life changed. Age. School grades.
Well, today in Uniteens, we welcomed Shayna. She came in, hung out with us. That was pretty awesome. Yeah. And we did a couple cool things. Let's see if somebody remembers what we did.
We had a leader and a follower, so the leader had to put a blindfold on the follower, and we went outside and they held our hands and we walked them around, and my leader ran me into a tree.
Would you care to respond to those allegations?
It was an accident. We also filled out a paper about everyone's favorite things, and we learned a lot of new things about each other.
One thing that surprised Shayna and I were some of the interests of some of these young folks, like favorite musician, Stevie Nicks, the Rolling Stones. So you're all doing a great job. I think that's it for us.
And I see some of our adult helpers from the summer camp that are not resting, but are back at it on Sunday service. So thank you for all your, not to mention our fearless leader here. Somebody mentioned to me, and I witnessed it too, how Michelle holds a kind of consciousness no matter what's going on. And she can redirect it, and she can bring it in beautifully. And yeah, it was really, really wonderful to observe. Well, let's bless our children, youth, and teachers together. Children, youth, and teachers, we love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, and we behold the divine light within you. And let's close out. You can stand if you wish. You can hold your hands on your heart or hold a neighbor's hand, whatever feels right for you as we sing our closing song.
Wherever I am, God is. Wherever you are, God is. Wherever we are, God is. And all is well. Wherever I am, God is. Wherever you are, God is. Wherever we are, God is. And all is well. And all is well.
You are the light and the love and the co-creative power on earth. So let your light shine. Have fun and spread joy.